Nothing hurts like tending a garden all year and realizing you started too late. January doesn't look important. The soil is quiet. The beds are empty. But this is the month that decides whether your garden struggles or surprises you. Welcome to Purely Garden. Where in the world are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in. Plant number 1. Onions. Onions are one of those crops that reward patience right from the beginning. Starting them in January gives the seedlings plenty of time to build a robust root system and thick, healthy stems before they head out to the garden in early spring. By midsummer, you'll be pulling large, firm bulbs that store beautifully through fall and winter. The advantage is clear. Those extra weeks indoors translate directly into bigger onions. I've grown side-by-side comparisons, and the January started ones are consistently larger and more uniform. They also handle transplanting better, establishing quickly without much shock. Their cell structure is stronger, making them less susceptible to damage from wind or careless handling when you move them outdoors. If you delay until February or March, the plants often stay smaller, with bulbs that don't size up as well before the long days trigger bolting. You'll still get onions, but they won't reach their full potential, and storage life suffers. A smaller bulb has less protective layer and higher water content, leading to quicker spoilage in storage. In very mild climates, you can sometimes direct sow onions outdoors in late winter, but for most of us, January indoors is the reliable path to impressive results. Use a sterile seed-starting mix to prevent damping off disease. Keep them under bright light, no more than 3 inches from the source, to prevent leggy, weak seedlings. A gentle fan on them for a few hours a day mimics wind, strengthening those stems from the start. Plant number 2. Leeks. Leeks have always been a favorite of mine for their gentle flavor and incredible versatility in the kitchen. Like onions, they're slow growers that truly shine when given an early January start indoors. This timing allows them to develop those long, thick white shanks we all love, ready for harvest from late summer right through fall. It's that extended cool season growth period that builds their complex sweet flavor. Early planting means stronger plants with better resistance to pests like leaf miners and weather swings. The seedlings have time to mature into sturdy pencil-thick transplants, leading to higher yields and leeks that blanch beautifully in the garden. Waiting too long often results in thinner, less flavorful stalks that struggle to size up before cold weather returns. I've seen delayed leeks bolt early, or simply run out of season, leaving you with pencil-thin harvests instead of the substantial ones you were hoping for. In cooler northern regions, this early indoor start is especially important, though gardeners in milder zones might shift it slightly later if frost risks are low. When transplanting, plant them deep in a trench or individual holes about 6 inches deep. As they grow, gradually fill in the trench with soil or mound it around the stems. This practice, called blanching, maximizes the length of the tender white stem by blocking sunlight. Plant number 3. Celery and celeriac. Celery and its root cousin celeriac are notoriously slow from seed, often taking 10 to 12 weeks just to reach transplant size. They are the marathon runners of the vegetable world. January sowing indoors gives them the long, uninterrupted runway they need to develop crisp stalks or those satisfying knobby roots full of earthy flavor. Rushing them simply doesn't work. The payoff is substantial. Early started plants produce taller, crunchier celery with better, less bitter flavor, or larger, more uniform celeriac roots that store well into winter. They also build a robust root system that grants resilience against summer heat stress and drought. If you put off starting until spring, the plants frequently remain small, stringy, and stressed. Celeriac bulbs often fail to swell to a usable size, remaining more like a thick taproot. Bolting becomes far more common too, as the plant feels rushed and goes straight to seed, cutting the season short. While warmer southern gardens can sometimes start these a bit later, the January indoor head start works reliably across most climates for the best results. These seeds need light to germinate, so just press them gently onto moist, pre-watered soil without covering them. Maintain consistent surface moisture with a fine mist spray bottle. Covering the tray with a clear humidity dome can help, but remove it the moment you see green. Plant number 4, parsley. Parsley is one of those herbs that seems simple but actually benefits enormously from an early January sowing. Its reputation for being slow is well earned. The seeds germinate slowly, sometimes taking 3 weeks or more, and the plants grow steadily rather than quickly. Starting now means you'll have bushy, productive plants ready to grace the garden by early spring, just as you're craving fresh greens. That early advantage shows in abundant leafy growth all season long. A January-started parsley plant establishes a deep, extensive root system, making it remarkably drought-tolerant and productive through the peak summer heat. It becomes a perennial fixture in your garden. Delaying often leads to sparse, wispy plants that struggle to catch up. They provide only modest harvests before bolting in the heat, thinking they've lived a full life in a short time. You'll miss those precious early spring cuttings that brighten up soups, salads, and garnishes when little else is ready. Flat leaf Italian or curly varieties both respond well to this schedule. In most regions, this timing ensures parsley thrives as a biennial, often returning for a vigorous second year of growth before finally setting seed. Soak seeds in warm water for 24 hours before sowing to help break down their tough, rocky outer coating. Some gardeners even pour hot, not boiling, water over the seeds right before planting. Plant number 5, broccoli. Broccoli is a cool season champion that loves a January indoor start in many gardens. It needs about 8 to 10 weeks indoors to form strong, stocky transplants with several sets of true leaves, setting the stage for large central heads, followed by months of side shoots. Early sowing delivers bigger, tighter heads harvested in the sweet spot of late spring before summer heat arrives and turns it bitter or triggers bolting. The plants develop better cold tolerance too, handling the unpredictable frosts and fluctuations of early spring with stoic ease. Later starts are a gamble. Sowing in March often means the young transplants hit the ground running straight into warmer soil and air. This can cause buttoning, where the plant panics and produces a tiny premature head. You'll also see smaller main heads and a significant reduction in the all-important side shoot production after the main harvest. In colder zones 4 through 6, January is ideal. Warmer areas 7 and 8 might shift to a late January or early February start, but the principle remains non-negotiable. Give broccoli ample time to mature primarily in cool conditions. Broccoli are heavy feeders. When transplanting, amend the whole with a handful of compost or a balanced organic fertilizer. Harden them off carefully over 7 to 10 days, as sudden exposure to intense cold or sun can shock them into buttoning. Plant number 6, kale. Kale's legendary toughness makes it forgiving, but a January start indoors still transforms it from a good crop to an exceptional season-defining one. Those extra weeks are not about survival, but about vigor. They allow seedlings to build significant leaf size and root strength in the safety of your home before facing garden pests, wind, and variable spring weather. You're essentially sending in well-trained troops instead of raw recruits. You'll see the difference vividly. Larger, more tender leaves earlier in the season, a notably sweeter flavor enhanced by light frosts, which convert starches to sugars, and extended harvests that last well into summer or even through winter in mild areas. Waiting until closer to your last frost date often produces leggy, weaker plants that spend energy just recovering from transplant shock. This leads to reduced overall productivity and a frustrating tendency to bolt earlier when temperatures rise, as the plant is inherently more stressed. Kale varieties, from frilly curly kale to majestic Tuscan lacinato, dinosaur kale, all benefit from this head start. This timing works beautifully across a wide range of climates, providing a reliable green backbone for your garden. You can even start gently harvesting the outer leaves of these sturdy transplants before they go in the ground for a truly early, thrilling taste of homegrown green. This doesn't set them back, it encourages bushier growth. Plant number 7. Geraniums pelargoniums. Geraniums bring such reliable, cheerful, summer-long color that I always start them in January. From seed, they need a significant lead time, often 14 to 16 weeks, to reach robust, blooming size. Early sowing ensures your pots, window boxes, and garden beds are bursting with flowers by late spring, just as you're most eager for color. You avoid the green weight of buying small plants in May that take until July to truly shine. January started plants grow stockier, with stronger stems and more branching nodes, which translates to more flower heads. They establish a deeper root system in their final containers, allowing them to handle summer heat and dry spells with far greater resilience. Later sowing in March or April means delayed blooming, often not until midsummer. The plants tend to be lankier, never quite catching up to fill containers fully, resulting in a sparse display. You miss the full crescendo of their seasonal performance. They adapt wonderfully to life indoors under lights. This January schedule is a universal trick for gardeners in all regions, from short-season northern climates to long-season southern ones, to guarantee a spectacular floral show. Pinch out the very top growing tip, just above a leaf node, when they have 3 to 4 sets of true leaves. This simple act discourages a single weak stem and encourages the plant to branch out vigorously from the base, creating a much bushier, more floriferous specimen. Plant number 8. Peppers. Peppers, sweet bells or hot chilies, are warmth-loving divas that demand a very long, luxurious season. In anything but the hottest climates, January sowing under lights is not a suggestion, it's the key to success. Sowing now on a heat mat gives them the critical head start needed to progress from seed to flowering, fruit set, and full ripening. For many varieties, especially larger bells and long-season hots like habaneros, this timeline is essential. Early plants produce earlier, heavier, and more abundant yields. Fruits have time to ripen fully through their color stages, green to red, yellow, and so on, developing maximum sweetness and complex heat before fall frosts threaten in shorter season areas. Delaying even a few weeks can cut your yield dramatically. You may end up with a plant covered in small green fruits when the first frost hits, as the shortening days of fall signal the plant to slow down. The flavor never reaches its peak. In northern gardens, zones 5 and below especially, January is non-negotiable for a worthwhile pepper harvest. In warmer zones, it's the secret to having the very first prize-winning peppers on your block. They are tropical plants at heart. Use a seedling heat mat to maintain a consistent 75 to 80 degree Fahrenheit soil temperature for germination. In cooler soil, germination can take a month or fail entirely. Don't rush them outside. Wait until nighttime temperatures are reliably above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Plant number 9. Chives. Chives are delightful, perennial herbs that establish fastest and strongest with an early indoor January start. Don't let their eventual hardiness fool you. Their beginning is slow and deliberate. They are slow to germinate, 2 to 3 weeks, and grow gradually, appreciating the extra, protected time to form dense, grassy clumps. By transplant time, you're putting in a solid plug of growth, not a few fragile blades. You'll enjoy thicker, more vigorous bunches and earlier spring cuttings for baked potatoes, omelets, and salads. These strong starter plants establish so well that they can often be divided in their first fall or the following spring, multiplying your harvest. Later starts, like sowing outdoors in April, yield thinner, slower clumps. You'll face delayed harvests, and the plant may not reach full, dividing productivity in its first season, effectively losing a year. They perform reliably this way in cool and temperate climates alike. Even in warm climates, starting indoors avoids them getting lost or outcompeted by faster-growing spring weeds. For the best, most sustainable regrowth, use sharp scissors to snip leaves from the outside base of the clump, taking the oldest blades first. Leave at least 2 inches of growth above the soil line. This is far better than shearing off the top half of the plant, which weakens it. Plant number 10. Lettuce. While loose-leaf lettuce is quick, certain heading lettuces, like crisp, juicy crisp heads or sturdy romaines, are perfect candidates for a January indoor start. This strategy allows them to form tight, full hearts during the cool, moist days of spring, which is their preferred growing condition. They mature before the summer heat forces them to bolt, turning bitter and sending up a seed stalk. Early sowing means you're harvesting crisp, sweet, full heads weeks ahead of any direct sown crops. It's the ultimate way to extend your fresh, homegrown salad season and enjoy the types of lettuce that are hardest to find truly fresh in stores. Waiting and direct sowing these varieties in spring often results in loose, poorly formed heads or immediate bolting, as rising temperatures tell the plant to hurry to seed. The window for perfect heading lettuce is surprisingly narrow. Leaf types can be direct sown later in succession, but for that classic, satisfying head of lettuce, a January indoor start is a game changer in most regions. Succession sowing strategy. Don't start all your lettuce seeds at once. To avoid a glut, sow a small batch of 6 to 8 seeds every 2 weeks through January and February. This creates a staggered, continuous harvest through spring and early summer, giving you just the right amount of perfect lettuce at a time. There you have it, your definitive step-by-step blueprint for a garden that begins with intention, not guesswork. This January list is more than a to-do, it's a philosophy. It's about understanding that the most vibrant July harvests are built in the silent reflection of January. You are not just sowing seeds, you are sowing time itself, banking these quiet weeks for a future payoff of flavor, color, and abundance. Now this is where I need you to bring your own piece to the puzzle. First, tell me your climate zone or nearest city in the comments. This single detail transforms our conversation. It lets us connect your local frost dates, weather quirks, and soil to this advice, creating a living guide that helps everyone watching. If this deep dive guide helped you see the why behind the January rhythm and gave you the confidence to begin, please hit that like button. It tells me this content is valuable to you. And if you want a peaceful, knowledgeable companion through every twist and turn of the gardening year, from these first seeds to fall harvest celebrations, please subscribe to Purely Garden. Together we'll build not just gardens, but resilience, joy, and a community rooted in growth. Thank you for watching.